أعزائي المشاهدين، أهلا وسهلا بكم من جديد مع برنامجكم الأسبوعي برنامج إماراتي. كما عودناكم في كل أسبوع نستضيف لكم خيرة من دولة الإمارات، قصة نجاح أتتنا إلى الدولة منذ نهاية عام 2008. Mr. Hamid, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you too.
We are so lucky to be here with you in your company. Our team said you will come in our program.
It's my honor.
And you would like to know about yourself. Who's Hamid when he came to this country at the first time and what you are doing at this?
Hamid. I'm the CEO and founding partner of Ayana Holding. I moved to Dubai in 2008, so it's been 16 years, you know. I've had the blessing to be here. By background, I have a master's in civil engineering from University of Southern California. So I was living in Los Angeles. Things were going well, and the crisis of 2007 in the United States happened. And as everyone knows, it was a scary time.
Yes.
So I studied civil engineering, but I couldn't find a job in civil engineering. My first job was in an architectural firm in the United States. So by education, I'm a civil engineer, but by trade, by practice, I did architecture. And 2006, I was doing well. I was working for a corporate, and also I had my business on the side. And 2007, the whole economy of the United States started cracking and crashing, and it became very unstable. So a lot of my colleagues were losing their jobs, and at the time I was thinking what to do, what's next. You know, I was living in the state of California, so I was thinking to go to a different state, find a job in case I lose my employment. And then the whole thing, thank God, happened by accident. One night I was watching Discovery Channel in my apartment, and I was showing the construction of the Palm Jumeirah on Discovery Channel. And this is the first time I got to understand, you know, from far away from California, what's happening in Dubai. And then I was amazed with the construction and what's happening, the scale of projects in Dubai. Palm Jumeirah it's still beginning, 2007. And I started researching about Dubai, and then I realized it's a huge boom. You know, there's so much construction happening. And then at the time, I just got recently married, so we were together with my wife, and I told her, listen, I really like what's happening in Dubai, you know, for what I do, my passion for real estate and construction. Looks like an amazing opportunity, and United States doesn't look very promising anymore. And she said, we just got married, no kids, no liability, very mobile. So I started looking for opportunities, and my dream was to work for Nakhil at the time, which was actually building I wanted to work on the Palm. You know, for me it was something very new and amazing. So at the time there was no Zoom or these things, so everything was conference calls. So I started sending my CVs out to recruiters and companies, and it took me about 6 months until Nakhil gave me an interview, and MR Properties also gave me an interview. And although my dream was to work for Nakhil because again, I knew a lot about the Palm, MR gave me an opportunity. So I accepted the offer, and I moved. They helped me with moving from California. So I entered Dubai in September 2008. And I was so happy that I escaped the recession in the US. And everyone knows what happened after. Dubai economy collapsed. So the first meeting I went to MR, in MR Properties, I see everything is a bit doom and gloom, you know, that it's not stable. And then Lehman Brothers crashed, there was Cityscape here, no one showed up. And Dubai went, I mean, the whole world, but Dubai happened after, 1 year
Crisis
after.
it was big
Yes,
crisis.
yes. And it was something that I haven't seen in my career. It was scary. And then at the time, I left my job in US. I didn't have much contacts in Dubai. I didn't know many people. And every day there was layoffs in MR and any other corporate in Dubai. So every day I used to wake up, tell my wife, listen, I might go to work and I might come home without a job and we have a month to leave and I don't know where to go, what to do. So it was stressful times. So somehow I managed to survive the layoffs and I stayed in EMAR Properties. And at the time there was no budgets, all the constructions stopped. I was working on the development of downtown Dubai.
Which position it was?
My position was development manager. So basically, development manager, the role is takes care of the initiates the financial feasibility, initiates the design of the project, talks to legal teams.
Did you find solution for them during that time?
For
Solution for them, did you find?
the solution I found for them became the reason I started my business. So what happened is when there was no budgets and everything stopped, under my own initiative and also my current partner in the business, Mr. Abdullah bin Lahij, which at the time was head of construction of EMAR Properties, I started looking at value engineering the construction of the high rises and see if we can do some savings for MR so these projects can be revived. And I remember I did a presentation. I went to the board and our CEO and CFO and everyone was there. And I told them, listen, if we do this and that, we can save a lot of money in the range of $50 to $100 million on these projects, and we can start. So I became really good at optimizing construction costs. I became really good at MR is a good school on creating developments that makes money for the owner, for the end user. And I knew if I always had the entrepreneurial, I had it also in the States. And I knew if I wanted to do something in this country, I need to have an influential partner or a partner from here. You know, anybody want to start a business, you have to have in my opinion, a local partner. So I went to a business plan with our one of the EMARATI gentlemen, which is my partner, and then finally after a few years he accepted that you know, he will support me. Mm-hmm. So I was knocking doors for some time, and finally someone gave me an opportunity to do value engineering for his project, and then that was the start. So that was the proof of that I can now leave and MR and be on my own and do something. So I left MR in about 10 years ago in 2014. And I started from a coffee shop with a business idea to create real estate friendly developments that maximize the revenues for the owners and also reduce the construction costs. So I started on my own. I had a small contract, so I decided to leave. That contract will subsidize probably my lifestyle, my salary for a year. And I started alone from a coffee shop, started an engineering architectural company, which is now called VX Studio. We have about 150 employees there. And then we started adding complementary services. Then we added a interior design company called Opal Interiors, and we started a company called M12 Concepts, which is creating entertainment and adventure concepts. We started a real estate brokerage, mainly in the UK. We were active in London, called Ayana Properties. We invested in property technology, PropTech. We have a company called Explore, building material trading, lighting, furniture. So we started adding complementary companies to real estate, to our architecture design firm. Today we have more than 10 companies under the umbrella of Ayana Holding, which alhamdulillah now all doing well. They're all cash flow positive, and we have today about 300 employees. Our headquarters is in Dubai, but we're very active in the region, in Saudi Arabia. Because of brokerage, we have a lot of connections in the UK and London. We have an office there. So things moved well, and Dubai provides the landscape and opportunity for it.
When we talk about the market of US and market of UAE, it's totally different. So how much time you take to understand the market here?
I went to, again, I mentioned I went to a very good school. I came straight from United States. I went to MR Properties, which is today, I have a lot of respect for what they do. I worked there 6 years. So that was my setting a stone of the business I have today, was the education or training I got in MR Properties.
We can say Ayana Holding is one-stop shop.
That's the vision, and I think we're almost there. I mean, we're not perfect, but the idea is to have multiple companies that they're all complementary to each other, from the procurement to the design to also sales and marketing, and we have it all under umbrella. There are not many companies that they do this in the world that I'm aware of. So it's a real estate ecosystem. And this idea, it didn't come to us from the beginning. It evolved through years, that people ask us, okay, now you do beautiful designs, why don't you do the procurement for us? So we started doing the procurement of the furniture and OSNE and lighting, and they said, why don't you sell it for us? So we started a brokerage company, and then why don't you do events for us? So we have an event management company. So it all started, the whole thing wasn't planned, but it evolved, and I think what we have achieved today, the Ayana Holding and the companies we have, under all one umbrella with very competent partners, I think is one of a kind.
When we talk about the company which have more than 300 employees, so we choose the manager for sure to guide them, how to guide the employees. So how you give these managers the red lines, we can say it, in the work?
See, I've learned a lot. I mean, I wasn't a CEO or a manager of a 300 company to start with. You learn a lot as you go. One thing I learned in my career so far with Ayana Holding is learning to delegate. So in the beginning of the company, I was control freak. I wanted to do everything by myself, and you get to a point as you want to grow, you need to start delegating. So delegation I really became good at delegating responsibilities and creating the culture and building the team. They say your main goal as CEO to put a team together that they can run the company better than you. So you need to have smart people in key positions. You need to give them a space. You need to give them authority. And you have to be involved in the big picture. And my job as the CEO, or I think any CEO, the number one goal is sales and marketing. Sales and marketing means revenue. Revenue means cash flow. So my job, my focus is the sales and marketing, and see where we can expand our companies, which region, which countries. Many businesses that I have seen they start and they close is because of the cash flow. So I think number one job as a CEO is to be able to sell, which is a skill, and you get better and better at it as you need.
If I ask you about the trust between you and Mr. Abdullah, how it's come?
Wallahi, partnership is for me in business is more important than marriage. Is very it's hard to break it. We have been partners for now more than 10 years, and We trust each other's decision making. If there is anything critical or we brainstorm together. I mean, he has a lot of experience. He's been in the construction. He managed his way up from project manager all the way to the Group C of MR Properties on his previous role. So he has seen a lot. I look up to him. It's my honor to have an Emirati partner in this country, and we brainstorm and we get advice, and we try to make the best decision collectively together. So
inside this building, we can see many things. We can see it's a city. It's not a company.
It's a community. I think anyone is more than welcome to visit the Ayana Holding. It's a building in an old area of Dubai, in Karama of Dubai, that we renovated. We wanted to be part of the old area of Dubai. We converted to probably we have won awards a few times as from one of the nicest design or friendliest design offices in Dubai. We didn't spend much, but I think because we have an interior design company, they helped us a lot to put together something very presentable that all my friends and all of our clients, they like to come here. They can spend time here. We have coffee shop, we have co-working space, we have gardens, we have barbecue over there.
This is what we can say. It's the result of civil engineer when he finds his passion in the interiors.
Civil engineers, I'm a civil engineer, I'm not creative, So this, because accidentally I became creative because I couldn't find a job in civil engineering. So yes, it's because of my passion for architecture and design, and then my partners in the interior design firm, they have the taste. So this is the result, and it's a very, I would say, friendly atmosphere, and you need to provide this for your employees to be happy.
Can we talk a little bit about Opal?
Opal is Opal Interiors, our interior design firm, and our partner is also our colleague from EMAR Properties, Ms. Noor Mohaidab. She was the head of interior design of EMAR, and we also partnered with her to start Opal Interiors. As any business, we started small with villas and houses, and we do large hospitality project, mixed-use projects. And our interior design firm complements our furniture procurement firm, Detail, and our lighting supply firm. So they work hand in hand with our architectural firm, VX Studio. So it's all somehow connected.
I need to talk about first or important part in the business in all after sales services, how you handle it.
After sale. So as I mentioned, my job as the CEO is to bring the opportunity. And then through years, I think we became very organized. So operations are handled by our respective managers. They have full authority to run the business and run the projects or whatever we do. And I only, at this point, thank God, I only get involved when they need my opinion or sometimes there's a problem. So I'm a problem solver. I have to step in and resolve the problem.
After 5 years, when we run our companies, Corona came and changed our life. We shift to the digital life. Let's talk about Corona affecting.
So I have seen, not that old, but I've seen 3 crises. And what I learned from the first one and second one, that always crisis comes with opportunity. So the crisis of 2007 in the United States, I decided to move, not only in the States, I moved continent, not country. So I moved from United States to UAE. That was a decision that I think changed my life. And then the 2008 crisis, I came up with the idea that we should start saving money and value engineering company, and that was the idea for my first business. And the second crisis, 2008 in Dubai, gave me the opportunity to start the foundations of Ayana Holding. 2020 was scary. No one knew what's happening. I don't think anyone in their lifetime have experienced such a thing. We are very much into real estate and construction, and that was one of the major businesses that was affected.
Booming.
It was affected with Corona. So our contracts were going on hold. Phones stopped ringing. There was not many emails, and it was worrying times. So what the idea that we collectively had here, which I think was a very, very smart idea now looking back at it, we figured everyone in the world is available now. They have time, yeah? They can't go out of the house, there's nothing. So we started messaging chairmen and CEOs of all the top companies on LinkedIn. We asked them, if you guys are available, we want to introduce ourselves and see what we can do together. And this went from CEOs and chairmen of companies in Africa, in Asia, in Europe. And guess what? 99% of people responded back and said, we're happy to meet you on Zoom. Because we just learned, I didn't know what Zoom is before that. So from, I think, the first or second month that the Corona started, from April 2020, probably for 6 months, we were having Zoom calls with the top officials and peoples in top positions in the world. Probably 10, 15 Zoom calls a day.
In all countries?
All countries, irrespective of the region or what they do. Real estate, agriculture, healthcare, and this was an unbelievable gain to our professional network. Now I see most of the people that I see them regularly in Dubai, the people that we met on Zoom. I have done business with many of them, and it expanded our horizon and our geographic expansion only because of Corona. Otherwise, we were not able to meet all these people I probably met 500 to, I wouldn't be exaggerating, I would say I met 1,000 CEO and chairman of the top companies.
Top. When we talk about top, always we need to mention that His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, that he mentioned for us, it's hard to be number one, but the hardest is to stay on the same level. So how we can be always sustainable in our business life? So that means what's your next plan in the business to be always the top?
I mean, you have to adopt, otherwise you will be outdated. It will be Nokia, it will be Xerox, it will be Kodak. So you have to adapt to technology, you have to have an open mind. Landscape changes, the way of business changes. The way of business changed after COVID. So you have to adopt and also always be friends with technology. You cannot ignore technology. And you have to surround yourself by smarter people than yourself. So you always learn. There's always, Japanese say there's always room for improvement. So you can continue to improvement and be in the right circles. That's the...
How many hours does business take from your time, Mr. Every day?
Listen, once you're a business owner, you don't have any set timing to work whatsoever. It can be 2 hours a day, it can be 20 hours a day. It's just something that if you want to work 24 hours a day, there is room to work 24 hours a day. So it's just...
But there is time for your personal life.
This is one thing I realized maybe a few years ago. I have 2 young kids that business is always there and business doesn't stop. So now I read somewhere that 75% of the time you spend with your kids is up to age of 12. After that is the 25%. So this was like hit me, this quote. So my kids are young. So now more or less I'm trying to spend the weekends with my daughters and family. I like to spend time with them, and it's refreshing to be with kids, They always have good ideas for you. So I learned this, that as you move on through business, there's always work, there's always business, there's always someone visiting you in Dubai, there's always travel, but now I have more and more dedicating my, at least the weekends, which is more quiet, to spend time.
Behind the success story, there is a woman. You agree with that?
True, very true.
How she support?
She's unbelievable. I try not to take the headaches and of the business to home, and if I have one, she's been very supportive. There are nights that I go home 3 in the morning because my clients came from somewhere, then jet lag, and they want to stay out. There are many times I travel. She's very understanding, supportive. So, absolutely, you need someone to support you, to brainstorm. Either your life partner, which is your wife, or your business partners. You know, you always need to brainstorm, talk to someone, and you have these partners.
If I ask you personally, who built your character?
God. Character evolves, you know. So as you do business, as you become more successful, as you meet different nationalities, you do business with all kinds of levels, you know, your character evolves. So my self-confidence has increased a lot. I'm very confident. People call me charismatic, and I've learned how to connect with people from any culture. One day I'll meet Chinese, Azeris, Turkish, Russians, Arabs, you know, and I understand their cultures, and I learn how to have fun with them and do business. So the character evolves.
UAE as a hub, everyone coming here to prove himself or find his own opportunity, because land of opportunity we can see in this country. What you will advise them before they come?
I mean, today, thanks to the leadership, in my opinion, and every conversation, and I'm talking about March 2024, everyone wants to move to Dubai. Everyone has planned to do something in Dubai. From safety, you know, for me, capital of the world today is Dubai. It's not New York, it's not LA, it's not Shanghai, it's not Paris, it's Dubai. What the leaders and management of this country and city, and Dubai, Abu Dhabi, I'm talking about the whole UAE, has done is, I don't think any country has achieved it or will ever achieve in this short time span. There is mix. It's a very friendly city. Everyone, you know, there's all kinds of cultures, nationalities, but they still have to respect the local culture here in any countries. You need to receive good advice, have good partners, and be in the right network and circles.
Finally, the concept of UAE, that we cannot find it in almost of the world. We can say the safest country in the world, we can say UAE, and they're proud of it. Starting from His Highness Sheikh Zayed, the one who built this country, and son of Zayed, they make it #1 in the world. What you will say for the leaders and government for all this opportunity that we have?
I would like to thank them from the bottom of my heart, from me, my family, all my relatives that visit Dubai. I think there is no one in the world that can argue UAE and Dubai is the safest, the cleanest country in the world, and the most business-friendly environment. And this is all thanks to the leaders of this country and also the people of this country. So I cannot be more thankful.
From our side, we will say to you, thank you so much to give us this opportunity to be with you today, and we'll come again in Emarati. Thank you.